Okay, so it is my final day, day 7 of the Syrian Refugee Ration Challenge. So I just have my cup of black tea this morning. 7 days now with this same tea bag. So it's pretty safe to say that the cardamom flavour has completely disappeared. And yeah, it's pretty much just water. It's not particularly strong. Although I really struggled last night. I was hungry. I've had a headache for the last couple of days. So I've decided, I soaked some rice overnight. So I'm attempting to make the plain rice dosas just so that I can have one for breakfast. All the kind of rice-based dishes I've made other than just the plain rice haven't really been particularly successful. But yeah, this time I'm going to use less oil. I think that was my issue last time, and make them a little thicker. So I'm just going to blend 97.5 grams of my rice in the blender, and then add 125 mils of water, and then just blend that, add a pinch of salt, and fry them up. And yeah, and just have one of those for breakfast this morning to get me through until till lunchtime. Okay, so here we have it, my plain rice dosa. So I think it actually worked a lot better than my previous dosa. Okay, so this dosa is actually delicious and cooked, I think, perfectly. Didn't fall apart when I cooked it. Yeah, it's absolutely delicious. I didn't use too much oil this time, so this is really good. This will do me for breakfast. So I'll save the rest as a mixture so that I can have one with my lentil soup and rice tonight. So yeah, definitely success. Bon appetit. Okay, so it is lunchtime on day 7 of the Syrian Refugee Ration Challenge. I'm going to make, I have like just random ingredients left over. So I have like I don't know, half a sardine, but it's quite a thick sardine. I'm going to use some of the red kidney beans, and I did cook some more rice, so I'm going to use some of that. And I'm just going to make one more of the fish cakes because I did really enjoy them. So I'm just going to add the ingredients now to my blender, blend everything together, and then fry it. And I'm actually going to add a little bit of my paprika. Okay, and I have a tiny amount of flour left over from the dusting from when I was making the last of the flatbread. So I can use that. Okay, so there's quite a large fish cake here. As much of this as possible. There we go. So I'm just going to let that fry up now. And meanwhile, while I'm doing that, I'm just going to make like a kidney bean dip. So basically I'm just going to take the rest of these kidney beans and just cook them in a saucepan for like 10 minutes. And then with probably the rest of my garlic, because I have a little bit of garlic left, as well as a little bit of paprika and a little bit of my curry spice. And yeah, I'll have that with the flatbread and the fish cake. Okay, so it is lunchtime on day 7 of the Syrian Refugee Ration Challenge. And so for lunch today, I have, as usual, my glass of water. And I just had to use whatever rations I had left over for lunch and dinner today. And so I have a piece of flatbread from the last of my flour that I made yesterday. I also have a fish cake that I made from just blended cooked rice with sardines, and a bit of the sweet Hungarian style paprika and my curry powder. You can see here it's a lot better than the one I made the other day. I didn't flatten it out as much. And I also had kidney beans left over. So I made this like dip. It's essentially just kidney beans, water. I put the leftover oil from the sardines in here, as well as some of the paprika and curry powder and the garlic, my last little clove of garlic. So let me taste the dip, because I've tried we'll try the fish cake again and see how that's different from last time. So it has a few little extra ingredients. So no, it's holding together pretty well. So bon appetit. No, it's gonna fall. No, There we go. It's delicious. It's not as fishy as last time because I used more rice, less sardines. But it's quite good. And so we'll try now a bit of this dip. I'll just break off some of the bread, flat bread. Put a little bit of this dip. Try that. Go. Oh wow. 2 thumbs up. That is incredible. So yeah, I'm gonna go now and enjoy my lunch. Okay, so it is dinner time on day 7 of the Syrian Refugee Ration Challenge. And here I have my final meal of the challenge. And so it's actually my favorite meal. It consists of just boiled, lightly salted rice and a lentil soup, which is similar to something that I would eat, you know, normally. So it's just lentils boiled with water, but I have added fresh garlic, sweet Hungarian style paprika, a veggie stock cube, as well as a little bit of curry powder. And so it's absolutely amazing. So I really enjoyed this meal. So it's a good one to end this challenge on. So yeah, bon appetit. Okay, so it's the evening of day 7 of the Syrian Refugee Ration Challenge. So it's done. I've finished all my meals. I still have quite a bit of food left over, including some batter for the doses that I didn't really feel the need to eat tonight. I'm quite full. This morning on day 7 was the first time I had breakfast, and I had a rice dosa. So that actually kept me quite full. I had a later lunch at about 12:30 today, which was really nice. It was the fish cake, as well as the flatbread and the kidney bean dip that I made. And that kept me going. And like, I got home from work, and normally I can't wait to eat dinner at like 5:30, but I didn't eat until 7 tonight. I was still quite full. I have had a bit of a headache all day, nowhere near as bad as the evening of day 5 and day 6. But yeah, like, I'm tired though. Like, I'm really just looking forward to going to bed now. And yeah, so I'm happy that the challenge is over. I will do sort of like a recap of my experiences as well, either at the end of this video or as another video. But yeah, so I'm looking forward tomorrow to just waking up and having a cup of black coffee with sugar, and just to not have to plan out my meals, just to be able to eat what's available, and to have fresh fruit and fresh vegetables is going to be amazing. And cheese, oh my god, cheese, it's going to be incredible. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all those things. So this has been a really good experience, but yeah, I am looking forward to it being over tomorrow. And yeah, so signing off. Okay, so it is the end of the Syrian Refugee Ration Challenge, and so I thought I would take a look at my rations and see what I have left over after the week, and do a bit of a stock take. So I have actually stuff still in the fridge and in the kitchen at the moment. So I have enough batter to make another dosa, but I didn't feel the need to have that for dinner tonight. I was quite full with just my lentil soup and rice. I still have 2 cups of cooked rice in the rice cooker that was rationed for today that I'm not going to eat. I'm quite full. And I also have the starch from when I made the vegan bacon earlier this week. If you remember, I used some of my wheat flour to make seitan using the washed flour method, and I made like seitan out of the gluten, and then the starch I used to make vegan bacon. So I still have quite a bit of that, but I ran out of flatbread, and so I didn't really eat the bacon itself because there wasn't, it's not a lot of flavor in it, because I couldn't add much flavor, and so without flatbread I couldn't really eat it on its own. In the box, all I have left is oil. So yeah, I have quite a lot of oil left over that I didn't use, and I still have the 420 grams of rice that came with the pack. So in hindsight, I would have used this rice flour to make wheat flour if I had have had the resources. I didn't have the correct equipment, and the weather was not favourable for the production of rice flour. So I would have done that, and I would have added that rice flour to the wheat flour just to stretch it a little further, to make more flatbreads. So that would have been great. Also, with some of this rice, I may have made some more doses for breakfast. Or if I had have managed to fundraise enough to get milk, I probably would have chosen vanilla soy milk, and I would have added that to rice to make kind of like a porridge for breakfast. So I think I struggled more than I could have if I had have been able to have sort of breakfast, I think, every morning. But my first attempts at making the rice doses didn't go too well, so I didn't really, and when I made that horrible fried congee, trying to make a rice pancake, that kind of put me off, and so I didn't really bother making breakfast after that. But I did perfect the dosa making technique by the end of the challenge, which was great. So yeah, so if I do this challenge again in future years, I'll definitely make sure that I make dosas for breakfast. And yeah, hopefully my fundraising efforts next time, I may be able to secure myself some soy milk, which would be amazing. So yeah, so that's all I have left, and signing off. Okay, so it is the morning of day 8 of the Syrian Refugee Ration Challenge. And so I'm just going to weigh myself now. I've thrown on the same clothes that I had on when I weighed myself the night before the ration challenge. So here we go. I'm going to step on the scales and see if I've lost or gained weight by eating the refugee diet for the last week. Okay, so there we have it.